YouTube was your balls there back with another banger. In this video, Brian Norman says Eddie Hearn don't give a F about Boots Ennis. Um, does Eddie Hearn favor Conor Ben over Jerron Boots Ennis? And where does this leave Boots Ennis for the future? Let's get it. First of all, Brian Norman says Eddie Hearn don't give a F about Boots. Um, yeah, and I believe to an extent it's true. I don't believe it's completely true, but I believe to an extent it's true. Because look at the way the fights, look at the fights Boots been getting underneath Eddie. Although Eddie been keeping him active, he been giving him soft touches. Um, and I respect Eddie for keeping him active, more active than the PBC, but he's been getting real soft touches. The worst thing Eddie has done for Boots' career is make him look like a duck. And the reason I say make him look like a duck is because Eddie Hearn, I believe, sent the contract to Virgil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya for a 147 bout. And we all know that Virgil couldn't make that weight. But I believe that somebody said Boots Ennis agreed to fight at 54. I don't know if that's true or untrue, but that was word on the street. So it was a difference. Eddie Hearn sent the contract for 47, and people thought Boots wanted to fight at 54. So that led to Boots going online and saying, well, that led to the fight being canceled altogether. Virgil Ortiz saying, yeah, I never been a duck. Yeah, man, I always, like, he was banking on Boots. He was like, yeah, boy, I always wanted to get it on. You know my rep. Like, I'm with everything. And Boots was like, see, I didn't even understand the negotiations. The negotiation was behind my back. I didn't even know we was in negotiations. And it was like, bro, we got, everybody knew y'all in negotiations. But the negotiations didn't turn out in the media how they wanted it to. And then that turned to Jerron Boots Ennis looking like a duck. So it was a bad process. We see it play out in real time. It was a bad process. And yeah, bro, that's how Eddie Hearn really messed over him. How the media portraying him. I still like Boots Ennis, but he did look like a duck. And he still does look partially like a duck because um I read somewhere that he wouldn't have to give up his belt to move to 54. But the thing with boxing is once you move up to a different weight class, you don't want to move back down. Once your body gets used to a higher weight, you don't want to cut it because you're cutting muscle mass and you're cutting a real weight. There's a difference between water weight and real weight. When you go up a weight class, you don't want to go up the class by water weight. You want to go up that weight class with real weight, with real muscle, real to real definition. You don't want to go up in water. You want to go up with muscle. And the thing about cutting weight is you cut your muscle. So that's why you wouldn't want to go up and weight and come back down. So it wouldn't make sense for Boots Ennis to go up. Because if he go up to 54, he's not coming back down to 47. So he's going to have to vacate that title. Boots a big dude. If he go up to 54, he's not coming back to 47. His body, it's going to be a Roy Jones thing. Roy Jones moved to heavyweight and tried to cut all the way back down. And he was never the same. Just like if Boots move up and try to cut down, he'll never be the same. So if he moves up to 54, he got to commit to it. And does Eddie Hearn favor Conor Ben over Boots? Says Norman Sr. said an offer was being made to Barrios for him to defend his bout against Conor Ben. And Sr. said this reflects the preference over Ennis, reflects Conor Ben's preference over Ennis. Eddie Hearn's preference for Conor Ben over Boots Ennis. And I mean, it's a good point, because he should have made that. Either he's trying to get Conor Ben to fight for the WBC and beat Mario so he can force somebody to fight Boots. I mean, it could be different ways he's going about it. He could be trying to take the belt from the PBC and have two belts in his stable and make his champions fight each other. That could be what he's planning on doing. It could very well be because I believe Brian Norman's on top rank. So he can't really just go send somebody and get top rank's belt. But he can send one of his matchroom guys to get that PBC belt. Who knows? Maybe he could. Maybe he could send Conor Ben at Brian Norman to see if he could get the belt, so he could fight Boots. Maybe he could use Conor Ben as a pawn to get the belts to fight Boots. You never know. There's multiple ways he could be going about it. So I understand Brian Norman's senior perspective. He's saying, look, listen, he's trying to favor Conor Ben over Boots. I understand where he's going with that, but at the same time, he could very well be using Conor Ben as a pawn to get the belts because people not scared of him, and then bring the belts back over to Matchroom so Boots can have opportunity. So he could be playing 4D chess. You know, you never know with Eddie Hearn. You know, Eddie Hearn's slick. So he could be playing 4D chess. I hope he playing 4D chess. Like I'm saying, I hope he finessing. I hope he getting kind of bent to go get the belts to bring him home and fight Boots in a big unification fight. That's what I hope. But we all know Brian Norman and Boots is the super fight in that division. So I mean, welterweight is somewhat exciting. Let's not act like they don't have any fighters. They have talent, but they don't have real names and superstars. You know, the guys aren't real entertaining outside the ring, except Conor Ben. Conor Ben the most entertaining outside the ring because that's how you get a name. And his father's a Hall of Famer, a legendary boxer. He got a name and he's got a personality outside the ring. And that's the only thing Boots lacks. If Boots talks as much shit as Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis or Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson and beat up people how he did, he would be a household name easily. But he just got to get out of his shell a little bit because the more you start watching, the more you get into boxing, the more you realize the best boxers, they're valued, but the people who get the biggest paydays and get their way most of the time are the people who bring the entertainment value with the big social media following. Let's think about Ryan Garcia. He get his way most of the time. Even versus Devin Haney, he got the bigger split, even though Devin Haney's much more accomplished than him. Um, Against Tank Davis, he got the less split because Tank Davis is more accomplished than him, and Tank Davis got a big media following. So Tank Davis is a celebrity boxer as well, but he's 3 division champ. Ryan Garcia's never been champ. Um, so Jake Paul getting his way, having his way, beating Hall of Fame boxers because they guaranteed paydays. It's actually sad when you think about it. And yeah, where does this leave Boots? Where does his career go from here? Me personally, I think with welterweight, either he unify or die. People been comparing his career to Andrade. I believe that if Boots don't unify at 47, he moves up and he fights the big champions. Otherwise, he gonna be forgot about, just like Andrade. I believe Andrade moved up too late because Canelo was ducking. I believe he moved up too late. Or he could have just took over 160 when Canelo left and just made it his division and went undisputed. Being undisputed in the division and just staying there and being a king, people don't understand the type of power is in it. Like Canelo's the king of 68 and he's been king for so long. He had all the belts. Having all the belts in the weight division literally, and you just keep defending it and beating people makes you a king. So I believe Boots at 47, unify or die. Unify versus Barrios, Norman, or Stanionis or die. Or by die I don't mean skills, I mean your hype dies, or your name dies off. And I don't think that'll be a good thing. So I think unify or die, and if not, move up to 54. That's what I think. But let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this. Till next time.